Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Chet Chat. Today, we're going to be talking about disparity in force. And this was a request for a video that I got in the comment section last week. And basically, what he meant was the difference in relative physical capabilities between two people involved in some kind of altercation and where criminal charges ensue, or a difference in even fighting ability, fighting skill. So let's jump right in. Really, I've said this before and I'll reiterate it. There's no black and white rules in the law in terms of when you can do this and when you can do that. It's always fact specific, right? The law is never black and white, but the law is often simple, or at least the concept is simple when you apply it to the facts. Where people get in trouble is they try to apply these like litmus tests, or oh well, if someone does this to you, you're allowed to do this, or if someone's in this position, you're allowed to do that. It's never that simple. Let's look at this example. Let's say 6'4", 300-pound guy, muscular, strong, is on top of this, 5'3", 5'2", 120, 130-pound female, and he's just raining down punches, and he's punching her, and he's showing no sign of stopping. Would that girl be justified in using? And let's assume, I'm sorry, backtrack. Let's assume this guy is unarmed. He doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a knife. He doesn't have anything other than his fists. If she had a gun, would she be justified in pulling out her gun and shooting him? Most likely, yes, right? Because a reasonable person would be in fear of death or serious bodily injury, given the disparity in force, given the difference in relative physical capability between the two people. A reasonable person in that female situation would absolutely fear that this guy's not going to stop punching me. He's going to knock me out. He's going to give me a concussion. He's going to smash my brains in. And this is so. Yes, most likely, she would be justified if she had a firearm and pulling it out and using it. Let's reverse it so we don't think nobody misunderstands that I said that just because someone's on top of you and punching you, you have a right to shoot them. Let's say the female's on top and the guy's on bottom. Guy's 6'4", 300 pounds, big, strong, muscle guy, college football player, wrestler, whatever. And this, 5'4", 120-pound girl's on top, and she's slapping him, she's punching him, she's, real mad or whatever. Would he be justified in pulling out a gun and shooting her? Probably not, right? Why? Because the relative physical capability in that case would suggest that he would not be in fear of death or serious bodily injury, that he should be able to very easily roll her off or push her off or something like that before she was able to inflict death or serious bodily injury. So relative physical capabilities plays a big role. Now, that's physical capability in terms of size and strength. What about fighting skill? Let me go ahead and say this. If you're a black belt, if whatever, your hands are not registered weapons. So a lot of people who say like, oh, well, if you're a black belt in something, you're not allowed to do this. That's a complete myth. That is a complete 100% lie. If somebody says that, please roll your eyes and tell them they don't know what they're talking about, because there's nothing in the law that says that if you have a black belt or a golden sash or whatever it is, or maybe a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, whatever the case may be, that all of a sudden your hands are registered weapons. No such thing exists. But if you know that someone is a skilled fighter, like let's say, for example, I don't know, Conor McGregor decides he wants to kick my butt, and so he gets on top of me, and he's punching me, and he's showing no sign of stopping. I'm a little bit bigger than he is, so just based on a purely physical size, he wouldn't necessarily have an advantage. But I know that guy is incredibly skilled, way more skilled than I am. And if he's intent on bashing my brains in, and he gets on top of me, and he's punching me, and he's not stopping, maybe I would be justified in using deadly force if I had knowledge of his status as a professional UFC fighter. Now that's different than even if he has those skills, but I don't know it. So the way I'll explain the rule is, if you as the quote unquote victim have knowledge that a person has extreme skills at fighting, that is it's not gonna, like I said, it's not a black and white thing, but it is a factor that will be considered in court. It is something that you can bring up if your case goes to trial. Also, an assailant's reputation for violence is something that is admissible in the trial. This is codified in the federal rules of evidence, and most state rules of evidence allow this also. If the victim has knowledge of the assailant's reputation for violence. Now, once again, it's not just a reputation for violence. The person being attacked has to be aware of that. Then that is a piece of evidence that can come in. The jury can consider that, hey, this person's being attacked, and they know that this person has a reputation for violence. They know that this person, is a very skilled fighter, boxer, wrestler, whatever. And so that factored into their reasonableness in their decision to use force, whether it be deadly force or non-deadly force. Hope that helps. Hope that clarifies a little bit. Would love to see any questions, comments, anything. And if I need to do a follow-up video, I will. I hope you guys have a great day.